And a section that you might look at, Brian, is philately. Because a lot of Irish Olympians are on stamps. I'm on 4 stamps all over the world. 2 in Ireland, 2 series in Ireland, 1 in Dominican Republic and 1 in Korea. I always refer to the dictator of the Dominican Republic as my friend Trujillo. Now why he put me on a stamp, I don't know. But I'm at the launch of the Irish stamps in 1984. And at that time, Paddy Callan was alive and well. Paul, the other participant, Bob Tissell, was living in Australia, so he wasn't at the event. But it was a rather formal event, and we had the Minister of Post and Telegraph there. It was An Post issued the stamps. We had the chairman of An Post, I think it was Fergal Quinn at the time, the general manager, friend of mine, Jerry Harvey. And there were all these speeches going on. And there were these beautiful stamps, and they were designed by a particular designer. So I thought I was very elegantly represented as a runner, far better style than I had in reality. And Pat turns to me in the middle of the speeches, and he said to me something equivalent to, who designed or who drew the pictures? So I turned to him and I said, Louis Le Brocq. He's an incredibly famous artist. Louis Le Brocq goes on to this day. His paintings sell for millions of pounds. Louis Le Brocq, Pat wasn't impressed at all. He turned to me and he said, he knows damn all about hammer throwing. Apparently, only the position that he had throwing the hammer, there's no way he could have released it. I said almost enough. Brian, I can't tell you what an incredible exhibition this is. I congratulate you and your colleagues. I congratulate the designer. And I thank everyone who made an input. You've already thanked them. The Hibernian Association, I know Cyril and Larry, who are so dedicated to the history of Olympianism, the history of athletics. You must be thrilled, gentlemen, to come and see this. This is the representation of what should be a national exhibition. It's the representation of what could fit into most communities in Ireland. If you went to the west of Ireland, great west of Ireland people, who went to Limerick, I don't want to name the names, I know all the names, but the point I'm making is the exhibitions, the communities, these people, Champion Kylie, I go into these communities, Paddy Ryan, all these great athletes who are still honoured to this day. A replication of this idea would fit relevantly into all these different communities. And I mean that slightly serious in the sense that a copyright on this representation of it in a more transportable method, and this could be a contribution to Olympic history that would have a huge, huge relevance. So I'm very proud that I've been part of it. What else can I say? We're not going to have a national sports museum. Ireland should have a national sports museum. I never entered the field of controversy. We should have a national sports museum. The nearest we have to it, and admirable, is the Gaelic Athletic Association. And very fittingly, they began the athletics formally administrating it in Ireland. And to this day, the name of the association is Gaelic Athletic Association. And in the museum there are donations from people like myself. My tracksuit is there. John Tracy's has presented medals. Noel Carroll, all great Olympians. All of these people have contributed. And if we had a national sports, and if you get a grant for a huge big extension on this building, think about you putting together a national sports. Because national sports students, every country you go into the world. I'm a member of a lot of these different museums. So before I declare the exhibition formally open, I'd like to thank one other person who's put me into the legend of the Olympics in a very special way. James Hanley, who I think loaned you a copyright of his painting. James painted me, the old man, and he represented where I came from. He represented in the design, in the Dali-esque way, aspects of my career. Didn't do the obvious ones like finishing the 1500 meters. He did subtle ones, like he put in a pair of spikes. He did subtle ones. He did put in a copy of Sports Illustrated, a magazine I would have been on the cover. And he cleverly put me, that old man, sitting in a chair, but he put me in a way that I was almost springing out of the chair. And this will be my legend for all time in art in the National Gallery of Ireland. And so therefore, I am appreciative of Jim Hanley choosing me and interpreting me and putting me down so that years to come, hundreds of years to come, hopefully someone will say, the Olympic Games, what were they? They'd be gone by then. I don't mean that, but they'd say, he must have been an athlete. He must have been an Olympic athlete. I'm proud as an Olympic athlete. As I said earlier, once an Olympian, always an Olympian. I'm so proud to come to this exhibition. I'm so full of admiration for it, and I seriously mean it. I think this could be, you know the way they have these franchises from McDonald's and different things? If you could pull this thing together as a prototype, I think it has a relevance throughout Ireland. Last, thank you. My friends from the Hibernian Association, the HaHa. You're doing an incredible job. You get only half the sport you deserve. What you're doing is lasting forever, and every citizen in Ireland, every school child in Ireland will appreciate what these volunteers in the Hibernian Association, the Historical Association for Athletics are doing. So without further ado, and having gone on a long time, but I hope what I've said is interesting, because this is an important occasion. I hope it's relevant, and I hope something even greater comes out of it in the wider sense of knowledge and love of the Olympic movement. So I now have great pleasure in opening the exhibition, the Olympic exhibition. The title you put on is intriguing. Patriot Games. What a lovely play on words. Patriot Games. Get your children to come in. Get your girlfriends to come in. Keep this open and going. It's supposed to close in October. Keep it open a little longer. And keep it open because it's wonderful. And again, I formally want to call here, other distinguished guests, our public representatives, you, the representatives of the community and the representatives of sport, I formally declare Patriot Games Olympic Exhibition. Thank you very much.